Hey, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I'm here for you guys. I had a vision, so I wanted to tell you guys about my vision, and then I'll do you guys a reading. Sagittarius, I had a vision about spirits, but first I'm going to get into the story of how knowledge is power, and I brought me some lobsters for this story. And some shrimp. Okay, Sagittarius, so Spirit was speaking to me, and I wanted to get into what Spirit was telling me and what I was feeling and all of the signs of how Spirit works, okay? So, the other day, I dropped my keys or something like that outside. So, I always know like the spirits is with me or whatever, but yeah, so I dropped my keys outside and I didn't know. I went to sleep and everything like that. I was bringing grocery in the house. So while I was bringing my grocery inside of the house, I didn't know I dropped my keys. I put the alarm on my truck and I said to myself like, all right, I'm not gonna go put this truck up. I'm just gonna go to sleep. But I wasn't thinking at all. And what happened was I woke up, and so I got places to go, people to see. You know what I mean? I got places to go and people to see. But I'm thinking to myself like, let me see. Is it like me, or is it like, am I losing my mind? So I'm thinking I'm losing my mind. Then I'm like, so I run outside and I'm thinking to myself, like, let me see if my truck's still outside. So I go outside and I look and I'm like, okay, so I lost my keys in the house. So I go get my spare keys. But my spare keys don't got my alarm on it. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, so let me go. Just go to the truck and go do what I gotta do. Do whatever I gotta do and then come back home. So I go to the truck and my keys was in the ignition. Now I know for a fact because me and my daughter told me, she was like, no, you locked it and everything. And I know I did. I wouldn't leave the keys in the ignition because then that means the lights will still be on. So it's like somebody picked my keys up and just put them in my ignition just so I could find it or whatever like that. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But that's not the only thing. I was like, so I got my keys and everything like that. They put it in the ignition. Nothing in my car was gone. So after that, I come in the house and my TV and stuff is turned off by itself and everything. So I'm thinking to myself like, wait a minute, my TV turns on by itself. And so I'm like looking for the remote, like thinking like, did the cat step on top of the remote or something? You know what I mean? So I'm like thinking to myself like, let me see if this cat stepped on top of my remote. My remote is way over by the sink, facing towards the wall, but my TV is on. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like they was like telling me like, you know, we here for you. You know, we hear your prayers and stuff like that. So don't never think like you're alone or anything like that. But that was like my testimony, even though other stuff happened to me, like where I can see spirits. I know like dark entities. I know how people try to talk to you and they be like narcissistic people. the first thing that a narcissistic person do, they test your power, okay? So anytime somebody try to test your power, you always take power out of a struggle. So like a power struggle, like people try to be your friend, but they want to test your strength. Like people want you to like compete with them. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I don't give a, it'd be so hard for me. Like I be trying to tell people like, no, I really don't give a fuck. Like I really don't be giving a fuck. Like I'm not trying not to give a fuck, but it's like, why would you push a person to give a fuck? Like some people try to test your strength, and spirit know me. Spirit know my spirit. So it's kind of like, don't test my strength, because I ain't never been a type of person like, oh, I want to prove that I'm better than you. I want to prove that I'm more than you. No, nigga, I really just be living. Like, I really take care of my home. I really take care of the people that's close to me. You know what I mean? But all of that power struggle stuff, like, no, I'm going to take the power out of the struggle. So we just going to struggle in this motherfucker, because I don't like power struggles. I don't do all of that. Like, you meet people and you think they're your friend, and then the next day they turn into somebody new. That's narcissistic energy. You just turned into a whole totally different person, because what they do is they come off and they mirror you. Like they want to be like, oh, okay, like, yeah, we cool. You know, we cool. But we not cool. You know what I'm saying? You just want to see like, oh yeah, she nice, she sweet. You know what I'm saying? I'm better than her. But spirit was putting it on me like, you know, you doing the right thing, because not nothing YouTube or anything like that. It's just everyday life. It's family. You know, you go through things with just people, period. You know what I mean? And then you got people that just want to, like, what was I saying? God is like, everybody want to be God, period. Everybody want to be God. So I'm getting to a point where I'm noticing that people really, like, they throw their weight around, but God has the hardest job. Like, people don't understand that. Like, God has the hardest job. Like, I don't want to play God. I don't want to pretend that I'm better than somebody else. But God has the hardest job. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, when I'm dealing with people, I don't want to come off like I'm God. Why would you want to play God? Because that means that you actually have to feel other people's feelings. You actually have to put yourself in other people's shoes. That's what Spirit's saying to me. Like, why would you want to play God? Why would you want to be like, this is why I don't do the religion thing. The only reason why I don't do the religion thing is because you sitting here and you could be arguing with another Christian. You could be arguing with, like, if I was a gangbanger. I done seen this plenty of time. You a G. I'm a better G than you. No, you a vice lord. I'm a better vice lord than you. On the dead homies. Like, nigga. Like, how do you sit there and you try to be better than another person? Because if you being God, that mean that, if you being God, that mean that you have to actually love your enemy. You actually have to love your enemy. It's so many people. I don't even think I know how to cut this up, y'all. But yeah, this is my story time. This is why I say knowledge is power, because it's like so many people out here and they be like on power trips. Like, can you just live? You might die tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Can we just live? You might die tomorrow. But Yeah. That's it. I done had like, I got some stories, you guys, about spirits. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. So I know it's not just Sagittarius watching this, okay? So somebody child is being molested, okay? Like, no, seriously, like I seen like a kid, and the kid was like crying for their mom, just crying. And I didn't get to put the whole dream together like I wanted to. But if you like a black person and you taking your child maybe to your family members' houses or where it's a lot of kids at or something like that, and your child being molested, please go get your child. Or if your child cry, like they don't want to go over somebody's house, go get your child. Okay, so yeah, like I'm really feeling like somebody gonna regret it. Like they really don't listen to their kids, they don't listen to their child. But I feel like somebody is being like child molested. So some of y'all, take care of your children and stop worrying about social media. Also, like I went to a park. Me and my daughter went to a park, and while we was at the park, everybody was on their phone. Like nobody was like looking. Like nobody was like enjoying the weather or nothing like that. So everybody was just looking down at their phone, period. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how is y'all enjoying the park? I seen a boy on his skateboard, like just looking at the phone at the park. So like, it's like we not enjoying life no more. Everything is about social media. Everything is about, I'm more godly than you are. Everything is about, I'm better than you. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is that when you pray and you ask for things, and then things like still bad in your life or whatever like that, if you think things are still bad in your life, the only reason why is because you have to get over the hurdles of other people trying to come at you, or not knowing spirit. Like so many people think to themselves like, oh, why is my life so hard? Life is really easy. You just take care of home. You take care of your people, and you don't worry about other people. That's how you take care of home. You take care of your people and don't worry about other people. That's what spirit is putting on my heart. So that's what I'm going to tell everybody right now. Like, sorry, but this shrimp is good. Okay, so yeah, so Sagittarius, knowledge is power. Always listen to your intuition. Always listen to what spirit is telling you. And if you don't feel like being in power struggles and the same thing keep happening, take the power out of the struggle. Okay? Bye, y'all.